Axis Radio, the future of radio and podcast. No limit to what we do.
IAXISRADIO, WIAX, the future of radio and podcast. No limit to what we do.
This is Rels Hundo, rocking with Jose Rivera on the X-Tremitiez Entertainment Talk Show on IAXISRADIO.
Hello, well, it's Jose Luis, Julio Cesar Chavez, Rivera Suarez, coming to you live worldwide. Just to remind you that Monday, January 26, 2026, a lot of things is here. It makes me say I'm the man to see this ENC Talk Show on IAXISRADIO. We have special guests, mi hermano, sí, the greatest of the Copacabana All-Stars, Richie Gonzalez. He finally turned on the orchestra. It is so cold in Nueva York. Even mi cerveza es frío. From all the snow and ice. This is really nice. It's so cold. Este maldito frío me está matando ya. Yo me quiero ir para atrás, para mi país, pero yo no quiero ir. Y después me quieren mandar. Yo no sé dónde me van a escuchar a Puerto Rico. No hay Bronx. Yo no soy de... Yo no sé. So it's ENT. January 26, 2026, del 8 al 9, Mundial, José Luis, Julio Cesar Chavez, Rivera Suárez, ¡adelante, ella!
Vaya mi gente, les saluda DJ Mario desde la ciudad de Nueva York, aquí apoyando a mi hermano, el Águila Legal, el señor José Rivera de X-Tremitiez Entertainment, solamente por la mejor estación, IAXISRADIO. No deje que te lo cuente, mi hermano, nos fuimos.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the X-Tremitiez ENT Talk Show, the best podcast where you could come and get all the information that's needed, because information is free. That's right, by me, Mr. J.O. to the S to the E, Joselito here, and I want to say peace and blessings to all my brothers and sisters, all my Afro-Latinos, everybody around the world. Peace up, happy Black History Month. You already know. Let's get right to it. You, Mr. Dummy, you're back at it. We saw what you did on social media. You disrespected the former president, the best president we've ever had, and created possibly the best economy in, the history of the presidency. What you did was, with him and his wife, you put their heads on some animals and created some dancing type of thing that didn't sit well with most of the world. And you said, oh, it was some dumb intern that just decided to press play when, I didn't approve of it. We all know that you approve of it, because what you did was you just have your little interns lined up where you walk around the table, or you have someone that's right behind you telling everybody, look, this is what's approved and what's not approved. Right now, your approval ratings are dropping dramatically. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be afraid. The king will not win. The emperor will not rule. You, the people, are the masses. That's right. Keep fighting. Shout out to my brother Myson for responding to that tweet and, that little social thing that was going on, as well as everybody else that's speaking about, marching. Keep it going on right now. Keep on the protesting. Keep being peaceful. Keep seeking peace instead of hate, because just like Do the Right Thing said, the greatest enemy of hate is love, right? You remember when they had the love and the hate rings? That's right. So, ladies and gentlemen, please be advised that when you approach certain situations, when you're in the street, do not be aggressive. Because right now the police are taking the vile tones into an escalation that doesn't need to be. In other words, if you're walking down the street and you're being approached by somebody and they're not identifying themselves, don't be quick to go and act like you got a weapon on you. You know, position yourself in a way that is appropriate for you to defend yourself. Do not put your hands in your pocket, because right away these plainclothes cops are just so nervous that they're pulling out. You know, we had an incident where an ICE agent approached a police officer and arrested the police officer, and then when they got to the precinct, a big fight broke out. That story didn't hit the news because my friend that's a police officer saw this whole thing, and it's because of the hate that's going on. All right, you got to stop the hate. You got to stop the racism, especially when people are sensitive. You got to learn cultural sensitivity. You got to learn how to communicate and get the word across on how we've come so far. We don't want to go back. We left the 60s where the 60s were. Now we're moving forward in time. We're educating. We're elevating. We are motivating, inspiring to aspire to be our best selves. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, because if we can't help each other, how do we unite against something such as hate? We give love. All right, moving on next. Bad Bunny, again. Donald Trump made a big issue about him, talking about that the guy was not worthy to be in the Super Bowl. Then he had Kid Rock have his own concert. Well, the numbers came in, ladies and gentlemen. Bad Bunny was at 178 million viewers versus Kid Rock's 5 million. And when Donald Trump reporting those numbers, in reality, the whole world had his own opinions. Whether you understood it or not, it was appropriate to say that everybody at every Super Bowl party was dancing regardless. Because, to be honest with you, the best thing about a Puerto Rican is we're a melting pot. Yes, shout out to all my people representing at the Super Bowl and my cousins. My cousins actually are the band members of, that's right, Bad Bunny. They came out on TV right at the end of the show. Los Pleneros de la Orquesta. That's right, my brothers, shout out to you. They're right now rocking with a billionaire, and they're going to have their own shows. And, you know, hopefully in the future they'll come on this show. Who never knows? All right, moving on next. The weather. Al, it's freezing. Can you please help me? I heard that, you know, someone rubbed the genie and he came out and said it's going to get warmer. It's going to feel like it's springtime. So I said, okay, what is springtime? They said right now it's not -15 like it was on Saturday. It's not -10 like it was on Sunday. Because on those 2 days, it was the coldest within the last 10 years. That's 10 years of just nice global warming, as we thought we were going to, you know, have the ice melt and the world was going to flood. Donald Trump said, nah. I'm going to send something up there and I'm going to make the world freeze. You know why? Because I'm so cold, because I'm cold-hearted. And that's why we're freezing. Well, guess what? We're going to combat that with love. How do you combat hate? With love. I'm going to keep saying that all show. I'm going to say that the whole month. I'm going to say it to each and every individual who understands that when you have a 4-letter word known as hate, you combat that with a 4-letter word that is love. And that's what we're doing. All right. We had a great experience over the weekend. I actually was brought back to my childhood. Shout out to Mako-san and Full Element Mixed Martial Arts School. They actually hosted an event that we have the 2 guests here representing the consortium. And we're going to have our great friends Chris and Abdul come up soon, and I'll speak about that. But before that, we have a young lady here that she is the future. And I'm proud to say that because I heard her music, and I was like, who is that? And then when I saw her picture, I was like, wait a minute, she looked like she's like 9 to 12 or something like that. And, you know, when my friend Lizzie, shout out to Lizzie, she was like, I got something, Jose. I got something for you. I was like, what you got? And she let me hear it. And I was like, I want to meet this individual. I would love to have her on my show. And ladies and gentlemen, she's coming on in about 2 minutes. And Mario, you're going to love her. She's so adorable. I'm looking at her right now. She just came in with her guardian, her parent, whoever it is, you know, her mom. And very proud. They fought the cold. They here on the X-Tremitiez ENT talk show. So thank you for staying home so you don't get her, you know, all sick and nervous, Mario. Thank you for being so cautious and thinking about us. And we're going to take a nice 10 to 15 minute break right now with Mario playing his music. And then we're going to come back with the first guest. And then we got our brothers coming up to, just educate you on the mental war of chess. Only on the Extremities ENT Talk Show on IAXISRADIO. Mario, let's go.
No.
Yo sí le te juro pa' mi chango. Siete potencias te juro que puedo dañarlo. Como una fuerza brutal que vengo a llevar. Cada persona yo sé que le va a encantar. Marina y Marina con poco. Ven pa' que pueda hacer lo que a ti te traigo. Hay un hacer copa que pueda gozar. Tu Espíritu Santo vamos a llevar harina con fuego para que baile los balones de tierra. Ven pa' que baile, ven pa' que goce ahora vamos al bombo y vamos a gozar.
Arriba que está sonando también, aquí que estamos gozando. Que tu huevo a partir. Pa' que gozara la virruta y pa' poder. Se le coge, que me está bichando. Africa! Como digo, yo te invito a gozar. Vamos, chicos.
Pa' que vaya a gozar, y no lo dejes pa' luego te va a gustar. Harina y harina y con huevo, que baile la rumba, yo sé que te quiere. Y di lo que sé que te va a encantar. Y Rey y Willy, yo sé que van a gozar. Harina y harina y con huevo, pa' que baile la rumba y huele. Oye, que ya no estamos marchando, oye.
Vaya a ver, Robert,
Oye, Rey, dicen que baila bien sabrosito. Y yo tengo tu parte, sé que a ti te gusta. Baile, baile, te lo traigo aquí.
T Talk Show. I'm your host, Jose Rivera, where the best podcast gives you all the updated current events on politics, criminal justice, weather, and entertainment. Right now, we have a prodigy. This individual right here is the future. She is the truth. She is doing big things. My friend Lizzie Chanel actually referred her to our show because she says, Jose, I have one here. When I listened to the music, I was like, whoa. And then when I saw the picture, I said, hey, now I see it in the picture. And I'm like, okay, Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Blessing Love, the superstar.
Hi guys.
So, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
So, usually what we do here is real talk radio, right? And when I say real talk is let the world know who you are, where you're from, and what is it that you're doing.
Okay, I'm Blessing Love. I'm a rapper, dancer, entertainer, and I'm 13 years old, and I like to entertain people. And yeah,
Okay, so which school do you go to?
I go to Voice Charter School.
And where's that?
It's in Astoria, Queens.
Oh, you're a Queens girl.
Well, LIC, Long Island City.
Okay. Well, yeah. Thank you for making that distinction. People don't know the difference.
Yeah.
So living in Long Island City, it's changed a lot, and you're like fast paced out there.
Yeah,
It looks like Gotham City or something, with all the tall buildings and all, right?
yeah,
And the school you go to is in an environment where it's fast paced, right?
Yeah.
So I was speaking to you earlier, and I remember you said that you're deciding on going to two schools, right? Have you decided yet, or you chose?
I'm not sure yet, but those are the two that I'm focused.
Would you like to let everyone know which two they are, just so they can know how talented you are?
Okay. The two schools is the first one is Frank Sinatra, and LaGuardia.
LaGuardia and Frank Sinatra. Wow. Two very well-known schools.
No, imagínate, the two best schools. She knows what she's doing. Definitely, she knows what she's doing.
And that means that her education level is superb.
It's superb, yes.
You have to work hard. What is your work ethic like? Because I'm pretty sure that transcends into what you do with the music, right?
Yes.
Speak a little bit about that.
Like my grades and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, my grades is good. I got my progress report not too long ago. Yes, my grades is good. Voice is mainly about like music and stuff. So yeah, that's what the school is mostly focused.
Voices Charter School.
Yes.
Are you in a choir?
No.
Okay. What is it that you look to do in the future with what you're getting from voice?
Be in like plays, be an actor, continue my rapping, and keep going.
So you like theater?
Yes.
Any favorites?
I don't really have a favorite, but in 5th grade I did a play for the Wizard of Oz, and I was the main character, Dorothy.
Really?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure you did an awesome job.
Yes.
Yes, because you got like this beautiful like smile about you, and I'm pretty sure you had Toto going crazy. You had the witches like, oh my God, that smile.
Yeah.
And you had to sing there as well, right?
Yes.
Did you enjoy that?
Yes, I will do it again.
Really?
Yes.
Where did you do this at?
I did this in my elementary school at PS234.
Okay. All right. And I'm pretty sure you got a big standing ovation. Okay. So we're going to get into this first track, right? Big Al.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Okay. The young lady's 13. When did you start your career? How old were you?
When I was young, I've been like just doing stuff for fun, and then I just took it serious.
Yeah, but like maybe 7, 8, you started singing at home.
I started like rapping. I'll say like 8. That's when I made like my first song. I think it was 8 because it was like 2020.
All right. So and with that said, you got a great name because you was born for this.
Thank you.
You was born for the Blessing Love. That's the perfect name.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Who's your inspiration?
My inspiration is like artists that I listen to, like Justin Bieber, SZA, A Boogie, and like some good artists, and also some of my family members, because some of my family members.
Oh.
Oh,
You know?
forget it. It's in the blood. Forget it.
Blood. Okay. All right. So we're gonna get into this first track, so everybody could get a feel of what's running through your blood and your veins and what you're giving to the world, which I know is insane because, wow, you did your thing on this music. Al, just play the first track and then we'll talk about it right after. Blessing Love, the superstar.
Young boy, the biggest. young boss, young B, L, I'm the L, E, S, G, I'm gonna pop off. I'm really not soft. Get what I want, don't matter what it costs. I'm the real youngest boss, put it work with no force. I'm a big young stepper, showing off of course. Got my bag off to the side, and I'm walking eating my bag of fries. I'ma win, that's no lie. Just know that I'm gon' rise. Got my style on the rack, and I'm pulling out a stack. Hear the clock tick clack, put my thoughts in a rap. Young boss, young boss, young boss, young boss, young boss. Not gon' lose, full like Dr. Seuss. I might rock a moose, blessed love is the truth. Going hard in the booth, yeah, going hard in the booth. I'm gonna pop off, I'm really not soft. Get what I want, don't matter what it costs. I'm the real youngest boss, put it work with no force. I'm a big young stepper, showing off of course. Got my bag off to the side, and I'm walking eating my bag of fries. I'ma win, that's no lie. Just know that I'm gon' rise. Young boy, 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 young boy. I'm the D, L, I'm the L, E, S, I, N, G.
Woo! Hey Nas, you better come get this one. Wow.
Nice.
For real.
You go, girl.
You wrote your lyrics?
Yes.
Really?
Oh, that was my question. Who wrote the lyrics?
Yes, I write my own lyrics. Maybe like they'll probably help me, like maybe like give me some inspiration, but I write my own lyrics.
Excellent.
Nice.
Now, what you want to do is work on something called publishing. Okay, because once you control your publishing, you control your destiny. Get that early.
Okay.
All right. That's just a little, right? Mario is like,
that's correct.
He's some like star that works with a lot of major artists and South Side, Merengue, and all that. And he could tell you publishing how important it is. Because if anybody that controls your publishing, that means they hold him back where you truly work.
Yes.
Once you get that, you'll be as rich as Justin Bieber.
Yeah. You own your royalties and everything is yours. Nobody can touch it.
Right. So just something in the back of the mind, Mom. You already know.
That's right.
All right. So the second song is just as fire.
Wait, we have another one?
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna play next.
Oh, that's all right, because we're about to surprise you, and we already know what you're gonna do. So Big Al, Blessing Love, the superstar. Let's go.
I'm blessed, I'm popular. 12 years old, no stopping her. Gotta work hard for what I want. Her haters that's watching her. Yeah, they watching me. Something that they'll never be. Smart, ambitious, and unique. Chasing my dreams while they sleep. In my bed at night, looking up to the sky. Knowing I'm gonna shine. All I gotta do is ride. In my bed at night, looking up to the sky. Knowing I'm gonna shine. And this is why Daddy told me if I want it, I can have it. I can be a superstar. Mommy told me keep on shining. You can do it. You can be a superstar. I can be a superstar. I can be a superstar. Shooting in the sky so far. I'ma be a superstar. Don't let nobody try to take your dream away from you. Set your goals with a plan. Anything is possible. If I did it, you could do it. Only you is stopping you. It's a different type of feeling, overcoming obstacles. In my bed at night, looking up to the sky. Knowing I'm gonna shine. All I gotta do is ride. In my bed at night, looking up to the sky. Knowing I'm gonna shine. And this is why Daddy told me if I want it, I can have it. I can be a superstar.
Wow. So positive. I love the way you spoke of your parents. Wow.
Thank you.
You make me appreciate my youth because the last time I saw children actually respect their parents and express that was a very long time ago. And I work with children and adolescents and in the forensic unit. And to hear someone as yourself and what name as Blessing Love.
Thank you.
You are a true blessing to the world.
Thank
you for that. Very commercial, something that can make the kids feel a part, right? Because that's what I get out of that. You're speaking to the community and those kids that are being bullied and those kids that are feeling depressed and all that. I see you talking to them. I just visioned it while you're here doing all this. And all you kids out there that are watching right now, you better go cop this because Blessing Love got it. Listen to the words, the lyrics. I'm sitting here and I'm the type of person that I listen to the lyrical content. And of course, you got to see the arrangement, the music, the production. You did it. And you wrote all that yourself.
I had some help, but yes, I wrote it.
Okay. You had some inspiration, but at the end of the day, it's whatever came out your. Okay. Wow. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years. 5 years. I want to see myself being rich, but still having things I need to do and complete, but being rich.
Okay. And when you say things that you like to do and complete, what would that be?
Like traveling, having fun, and yes.
Okay. And what about school?
School. Oh yes.
Ah.
I was waiting.
We can't forget about school because guess what? The one thing I always stress to everyone that's a musician or an artist is that we always have to have a baseline, right? Of a foundation. Because the whole reason about us being rich and successful is because we have knowledge from the education we acquire, right? And you're a young, beautiful African American young lady, and you're gonna make the world bend to their knees. I can see it. Manifest it because you have a good heart, you have a great spirit, you have this light about you. Okay? Share it with the world, and I guarantee you're gonna make someone else rise, just like your song. See, I was paying attention.
Yes.
So
it's a whole package. It's a whole package.
Right?
It's a whole package.
If anybody want to reach out to her, go through her mom or go through my good friend Lizzie Chanel. But we're gonna let Blessing Love let you know how you could contact her directly, please.
Okay, you can direct me by contact Pretty Money Records, my record label, or you could contact me because I'll tell them. And
Wait, your record label?
Well, I'm
Oh, I was gonna say she already got a record label.
No, not my record label, but I'm signed to them, and they're the ones that
your management.
Yes.
And what's the name of it again?
Pretty Money Records.
Pretty Money Records.
Yes.
Okay.
On Instagram.
Okay, on Instagram. Okay, what's your Instagram?
My Instagram is I Am Blessing Love.
Okay, and what's your Facebook?
I don't have Facebook.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure my record label, well, not my record label, my management has a Facebook and it's Pretty Money.
Okay, and do you have a TikTok?
Yes, my TikTok is I Am Blessing Love 2.
2?
Yes.
Okay, and the music that you displayed sounds like it would be great for TikTok and people to do dances to and all.
Yeah.
The dances she was doing here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love when she was going like this. Yeah. All right. Any shout outs?
Shout out to my friends who support me and my family who support me, everybody who support me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to keep an eye out for this blessing that God has given the world. Blessing Love, superstar. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
We're going to be back in a few minutes with our good friends who are going to make you use your mental skills in a way that you never thought before and how chess is related to life. Only on the Extremities ENT talk show on IAXISRADIO. Thank you, Blessing.
You're welcome.
God bless.
Thank you, Blessing. God bless.
Welcome.
All right, Mario, let's go.
Por eso es que no te das cuenta que alguien que por ti amor sienta al final te dejará. Otra persona siente el niño morir. Aquellas cosas yo de amor por ti no siento que todo lo que es un cuento y miles de cosas más. Nuestro amor cantado, que todo quedó olvidado por mi culpa y nada más. Por eso para demostrarte que lo que quiero es amarte, solo tenemos que hablar. Mostremos todos los problemas, alegrías y las penas para comprendernos más. Por favor, mira que por ti me muero. Sin ti no tengo consuelo. Pero dame cariño. Y a mí tú no me dejes si yo fuera un niño. Vamos a conversar. Dime que tú me tienes cariño. Yo que quiero queremos los dos. Para que me mi cosa dura. Digo cosa buena se me olvida la amargura. Habla mi amor.
Y por un momento no pudiera ser malo, al aparecerme de pronto en tus sueños, siempre te quiero, no te quiero, seguro mi cama se dispara, pero alma sigue de repente, está lleno de besos, sé que me pasa, de pronto se encuentra toda la casa, hasta las 4 viene diciendo, oh, 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 oh.
Oye, que yo no vea a mi mujer.
Let me see how you got it right on.
Mira, esta chica para mi banda, soñadora con el estoy sintiendo, que yo no sé qué va a pasar. Yo no soy un caballero, yo vivo ya porque no puedo.
Next time I'm gonna wait for you to come on in the screen.
Welcome back to the Extremities ENT Talk Show. I'm your host, Jose Rivera, with the resident DJ, the greatest in the world, DJ Mario Chiclana. Right now, we got two guys that they're my inspiration. These guys remind me of what I do during the day and how I contribute. They're my heroes, all right? I want you to meet these guys from an organization known as Project Pawn. And I said pawn. So you're gonna listen and you're gonna understand why, the moves you make in life are very important. And these guys here are gonna put you on point. They're gonna make you look at yourself and be like, you know what? I'm gonna have a lot of deep reflection to do after this show. Please, ladies and gentlemen, help me and welcome me, my good friends, Chris and Abdul, Project Pawn.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys are phenomenal. You had an event the other day that I was honored to be the guest MC for Full Element Martial Arts, something called the Consortium. And, you have someone that is, I don't know how to explain him. He's phenomenal. And I'm just going to let you guys, let the world know who you are, where you're from, and then we'll get into the whole story about what you do. Any of you guys like to start first? Chris, Abdul?
Chris. All right. My name is Chris Johnson. I'm one of the founders of Project Pawn. And what we do is we just try to spread the game of chess to as many people as possible, use it as a way to mentor, sharpen their minds, think ahead, make good decisions. I've been playing chess since first grade, traveled all over the country, participating in tournaments. Then I became a coach doing the same thing with kids that I worked with in the past. And, we're just trying to expand on that as much as we possibly can.
Dope. Excellent. Dude?
My name is Abdul Sulaiman Jr. I am a father, a husband, a mentor, an educator, community machine, I would say. Somebody that's very passionate about giving back to our youth, just helping the next generation grow to levels that they couldn't even imagine. So I'm excited to be here. I could talk more about Project Pawn, but just know we are pillars in the community, and we are here to make a difference.
Excellent. So before we get into all that, Chris, as a kid, what was that like growing up?
Well, chess kept me out of trouble, but the quick story is I was in kindergarten, and my friend was traveling to North Carolina for a tournament, and I'm like, well, you have to fly in a plane, stay in a hotel. I want some of that too. So I tried to join the team in kindergarten, but the coach said I couldn't. It was too late in the year. I wasn't too young. It was too late in the year. But first grade, I was able to join the team, and it just started from me wanting to travel and get the benefits of playing chess. And when I got there, the school was kindergarten to eighth grade. So these eighth graders, though, I grew up in the Bronx, in the hood. So these eighth graders, they were not letting me off easy. They would laugh at me, and it really made me hungrier. So I would go home and I'd study all day, all night to be the best chess player. And then before I knew it, I guess by like fourth grade, fifth grade, I was the best player on my team. And then it just grew from there. Then it became a thing where I was playing chess in chess tournaments to buy clothes and video games, and it was an income. But the hard part about that kind of income is you have to actually win, different from a job, right? You might not get paid that day if you go out and you don't perform. So, and then from that, it just kept me out of trouble, kept me out of the streets, and just away from all the madness. And it gave me a safe haven to always go to, and just get my mind right.
Excellent. Love that. Felt it, man. Especially when you talked about school, because that's basically where you know the foundation starts. You know,
Definitely.
you either have like issues with bullying or something, or you have a mentor come out and notice, yo, this kid is different. You know, he's special, right, Mario? What do you think?
That's right. And we need at least 100 more organizations like this one. I mean, to grab those kids from anywhere, especially at school. Like you say, bullying and they have no parent figures, and a mentor is a very important part in the kids' lives nowadays. What we're living, you need a mentor, and these programs, it makes a lot difference. We need at least 100 more.
These guys, right?
Yeah, 100 more we need.
All right, Abdul, what's your story, brother?
Similar to Chris, I was the basketball kid. So we both grew up in River Park Towers. We lived
Ooh.
in Building 20, right? Just
Yeah.
a very rough neighborhood growing up. And my attention was more towards basketball. So as I played, it was more local, right? The being the local neighborhood star, you go play against other blocks and things like that, playing tournaments in the Bronx and other areas, but I wasn't traveling like Chris was, right? So I'll see Chris and he's like, hey, we're about to go to nationals. I'm like, where's that? And he's like, North Carolina or Arizona. And I'm like, how do I get on the team? Because my motive was to travel. All we saw was our environment, all we saw was our neighborhood. And, of course, besides family, right, that wasn't the best thing to see all the time. So I wanted to see my imagination, the wanderlust wanted to know what was going on outside of our block. So Chris was like, I'm on a chess team. So I'm like, what's that? So he told me, show up, see if it's something you actually like, it's something you can actually do, right? And just come be consistent and you can make the team. And if you do that, then you'll be able to travel and things like that. So I started in around fifth, sixth grade. And then I joined the team and I started to travel as well. So that was my introduction to chess.
Wow. You guys are from River Park Tower.
Yeah.
When I met Chris, I was like, what? I used to do home visits there. I was supposed to see my forensic clients there. And dudes used to look at me like, yo, 5-0, 5-0. And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on?
Yeah, man. One way in, one way out.
You guys got your own supermarket. It's like the whole city.
Mm-hmm.
And what I appreciate the most is how you spoke about traveling. Both of you said traveling, because a lot of us don't even get to leave the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest. A lot of people don't even get to leave their own borough because their boroughs are that they know. They don't expand their horizon. I mean, did you ever participate or play in tournaments against Gacho?
Yes. So I was a Riverside Hawks guy, but I remember playing against Gauchos. We had our first little neighborhood team, and they put us in our first tournament. And we got a nice introduction to what AAU basketball was like because we played Gauchos. And I'm not going to share the score, but it was definitely a nice conversation about what
I mean, they got beat.
We lost handsomely, I would say that.
Okay.
It's like the Super Bowl score.
Yeah, but it was it just showed you just a different level, right? And of competitiveness and organization and discipline. And everybody thinks they're good until you play against somebody that's good. And that's what opened my eyes more to sports and also with chess. Once I started to play, I thought I was decent until I started to play kids that were just on a whole nother level. And then it opened up my eyes to, all right, this takes some serious focus and discipline to get to the next level.
So how do you guys go about doing what you do? Because there are organizations that actually have scouts that go out through the nation, if not the world. And when I heard your prodigy say he traveled to Spain, he's traveled to Europe, and he's just saying it like freely. And you see kids in the audience like, oh my God. And their faces light up. They're like, can I do that? I mean, you heard the questions, guys. They were like, oh, they wanted to ask so much more, but we were limited on time on the Q&As. But these kids were so inspired. I was inspired just looking at, I think I had you laughing when I was like, fascinating. I was chasing them up and down.
Right.
And was that experience, was it hard, or was it, I know it took a lot of patience, right?
The playing chess?
Well, working with individuals that are, because it helps you deal with several things, right? Mentally, physically, patience, discipline. Speak a little bit about that.
Well, from a teaching standpoint, well, being a teacher is just tough in itself, right? Because when you teach a class, like not everyone necessarily wants to learn how to play chess. So now you have 25 kids in a room, 5 of them already love chess, and now you got to win 20 kids over to this game that everyone thinks is boring and slow, and everyone wants to be on screens playing video games or, just doing maybe even more physical sports. And so my first hook is just my relatability to the kids that I'm working with. Like, listen, I was teaching in River Park Towers at 229, and I know your parents. Like, I see you on the elevator, like, I'm from where you're from. And that allowed me to connect with them in a different way. I just took that on the road. I taught in Harlem, I taught all over the Bronx, Queens, all the boroughs. And I hook them in with my relatability. I'm from the same place that you're from. And with chess, there's a lot of coaches that just don't speak the same language as the kids that we serve. And I felt that as a kid too. I had many different coaches, but the coaches that I really learned from were not the grandmaster coaches, were not the high-level chess players. It was the ones that was from the same neighborhood that I was from. And so with that, now you're developing talent, and that's where the patience comes in. Because you want this kid to be really good, really fast. You want these kids to have the same experience as a player that you had, but not everyone learns the same way. Not everyone learns at the same speed. Right? And so you have to meet them where they are and slowly work them up to where they want to be as well. And then that goes into them working hard, them taking the game home, them studying when they don't necessarily want to study, them getting up when it's -4 degrees outside and still making it to that tournament in the freezing cold. The dedication that needs to be there. But when you learn anything at an early age, not only chess, but anything at an early age, it teaches you that discipline that you need for your later years and your adulthood. So that's why I teach chess. I think is a really good foundational tool to just help you through life and through adulthood.
Abdul, your perspective.
My perspective on chess is, again, it shows you a person's personality. And I think that's where I fell in love with it. Because if you're an aggressive person in life, you're going to be aggressive on the chessboard. If you're a reserved person, if you're very passive and you're very calculated, it's going to show on the chessboard. And it is an opportunity to help identify these skills early and nurture them. So with chess, they say chess is the game of life. And there's so many scenarios that teaches you so many things about yourself, but not only about yourself, about how to overcome a situation, right? You have to problem solve. You have to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to figure this out. And if I don't, I'm going to learn from it. So that way, the next time I know what to do. So when we approach kids, of course, like Chris said, we're both educators. So we analyze the person, the child, the student, right? And if you are a kid that's facing extreme anxiety, then you might get a little emotional when you're playing, right? So then now we know how to talk to you, how to help you work through those feelings, those emotions, so you make a calculated move as opposed to making an emotional move. Too many kids in our community make emotional moves, and it costs them their life. It costs them their freedom. It costs them so many things in a negative way. But now, even adults, if we can just take the time to take a deep breath, see what's out there, see what's in front of us, and go, hey, you know what, if I do this, this is going to happen. Or if I do this, this can happen in a good way, then, you know, we teach those skills. So that's the beauty for me, just watching the maturity and the elevation of a person through the game.
Wow. All right. So you guys know what question I'm coming up with next. How is it working with the one and only Prodigy himself? Chris?
So, yeah, I knew from the beginning, though, that Brewington was going to be a grandmaster because okay. I first met him when I was teaching his sister. His sister was on my team. And I first met him in a stroller. His mom would come and pick up his sister from after school chess club. He's in a stroller. And then that 2 years go by. Now he's in kindergarten. And his parents came to me and they were like, hey, you know, I can't pick him up at a different time from his sister, Noni. So can he just sit in the back of the classroom and do his homework or whatever while chess club is going on? So I'm like, look, as long as he's not a problem, as long as he's not a distraction for the group, yeah, he can sit back there and do his homework. So that's what he did for the first, I say, month or so. He's just sitting back there, coloring, whatever. And one day we're all sitting at the smart board, and there's a problem on the board that none of the kids can figure out. And from the back of the room, he raises his hand. And my school, it was K-4, so most of my team was 3rd and 4th graders. We had some kindergarten and some 1st graders, mostly 3rd and 4th graders. So we all look at him like, yeah, okay, what's your answer? Like, we're like, whatever, right? But he gets the answer right. So we all look. I'm like, okay. Then he did it again. And then he did it again. And then we were like, well, why don't you come join us now and, you know, play some chess? And then from there, it just was like, it was like second nature to him. And I think I was telling you earlier, so I started telling other coaches about this kid. I'm like, I got this kindergartner. Like, I know y'all probably think that I'm BSing you right now, but this kid is good. And they're like, yeah, whatever. So he would go to these tournaments, and he's playing high schoolers. He's playing other coaches, and he's sitting at the board, and he's digging in his nose. he's making noise. He's like tapping his pencil, making noise. He's like very antsy or whatever. So after that, I pull him to the side. And I'm like, hey, like, you know, I understand you're 5 years old, but you can't just be sitting there digging in your nose. And like, these people have to touch the pieces too, right? Like, your opponent, that's disgusting. Chill. He couldn't even tie his shoes. And he's there sitting there beating everybody up in chess. And I went to his mom one day. I said, if he continues to put the same energy into this game that he is now, he's going to be a grandmaster. And she's like, no, I don't know. I'm like, trust me, I've been doing this a while. I know. And that's the only parent that I remember saying that too. And so to see that, to see him go through all of these breaking all these records and going through all these different levels and channels is not surprising. I'm very proud of him, but the story is just so crazy because he just sat in the back of the classroom, supposed to be just doing his homework, and then boom, becomes one of the top players on the planet. It's just amazing. But he's 16. He became a master at 10 years old, and he became a grandmaster at 15. The youngest master at 10. And one of the there's some really young grandmasters out there, but he's one of the younger grandmasters too.
And don't forget,
15 years
what's
old.
His ethnicity?
And he's African American.
That's right. Let's not forget that. Black History Month.
Yeah. And from the Bronx.
And the Bronx.
Right.
Okay. You still got your card. It still works. It still works.
It's my birthday. Absolutely.
Yes. But yeah, just an amazing talent, and it was a pleasure working with that kid. And he made, I'll say this too, he made me a better chess player, a better coach myself, because it got to a point where I'm like, I can't use any of my material with this kid. I got to now study myself. I got to improve. I have to step my game up to be able to give him the best coaching experience that I can give him and the best learning experience for him. So it was a symbiotic relationship where we both were able to level up off of each other.
And to add on to that, you know, I met Brewington through Chris, of course. But I want to move the conversation from him to his parents, because I think it's very important for our communities to understand that when the parents also invest in the kid, their child, when they put the time in, when they put the energy in to nurture those things, Brewington wouldn't probably be where he's at today if his mom and dad weren't bringing him to tournaments, if they didn't pay for lessons or have his coach come and help him. So it is very important too. It takes a village. You see, Chris discovered the talent. Parents were very receptive. Everyone worked together, and then it created, you know, they help this prodigy evolve into the young man he is today. So just my experience with Brewington is incredible. I think the last time I beat him, he was 9 years old, and I took that win, and I lost to him the other day, but I held on to it as long as I could. You know,
you're gonna cherish that. You're gonna cherish that for a long time.
But you know, we're super proud of him, man, and shout out to his mom and his dad, Reverend Hardaway, for just always, you know, just seeing, just loving their kids, but also just putting the energy and time into their children. And, you know, they have amazing children. They're in college, law school, we're all over the place, man, and it just shows. So again, to our parents, to our communities, it's not just the teacher, it's not just the talent, it's you, it's everyone. And then if your kid is very interested in something, please nurture it, invest in it. You can't get time back. You can get money, you can get everything else back, but your kids will love you forever for it. So
that's right.
Absolutely. And guess what? I'm glad that these guys are here and giving this message, because we have the young prodigy herself, the future talent, here with her mom.
Mhm.
So Abdul, you know, you and Chris speaking from the heart on how to, you know, be a good parent to a child that has such unique talent, because that's where it manifests most. The love will allow the child to not fear what to show. And, you know, I'm sitting in between both these guys, and I've been in the field of social services most of my life. I feel like I'm in between two PhDs right now, you know, social work field and how to utilize motivational interviewing, you know, ask open questions, allow the people to be themselves. That's what right now I feel this great spirit. Like I'm in the middle. This is great. You know, we need more individuals like Mario said. We need more people like these guys out here in the world making the change, because if you change one person's life, you may not change the whole world. If you change one person's life, that person may be able to reach the masses.
100%.
And you guys are doing that. In fact, we got some photos and I believe a short clip to show, right, Al? All right, here we go. We're going to be showing right now of the tournament from the other day. There goes my guys right there. I made sure to get the picture of the flag behind you guys. Since he did say you guys travel around the world and all.
Absolutely.
And then we got, okay, so this picture right here. All right, you see the little 8-year-old. He was phenomenal, right? He took 36 minutes. And then you have the older gentleman from Maryland who went for 49 minutes. And these two guys were given certificates. I sat in between both of them and I was sweating. These guys were just calm. The young man was just sitting there looking bored. He was like, oh, all right. And this guy was there looking at his nails, and I'm here rocking back and forth like I'm Rain Man. I'm like, oh my God, what move I'm going to make? What move I'm going to make? And every time he got to me, he was just like, all right, get out. Get out. Guys, what does that do for you?
To me, this picture again is very generational, right? You see that chess is unbiased. It doesn't matter what age you are, what nationality you are, what block you're from. It's a battle of the mind, and it gives everybody. I won't say well, if you start at the same time, it gives everybody a fair battleground development, and I think that's so important, right? You play sports, right? I play basketball. If you're more athletic, right? Some people are naturally gifted in certain areas with athleticism or a beautiful voice, right? That I would have to learn for years to learn how to sing, right? But some people just have the gift. So with chess, right, developmental wise, it is who you are. and everybody has a superpower. So through chess, if you can nurture that superpower early, then that's your advantage over the person you're playing against, right? He might or she might have their superpower. So I think when you looked at that picture and you saw the levels, right, you see the future, you see the present, and I want to call the older gentleman the past, but but you see the levels of just how where chess can take you in life.
And the funny thing is, I was speaking with the older gentleman, and about 2 weeks ago, he was in Amari Johnson, the Dallas Cowboy house, and Shaquille O'Neal was there, and he was playing the mentor, which is like an 11-year-old kid that was teaching Amari,
Nice.
and he beat him. So now the kid is getting frustrated. He's like, "Oh my God, this guy's gonna take my job." But it was just a life lesson. And he says the big thing for him was actually sitting there and then speaking with Shaq and hearing how Shaq loves to give back to kids. And a lot of people don't understand that Shaquille O'Neal will pop up at a Walmart, or we'll just be at a random bodega or somewhere in Brooklyn or somewhere, just pop up and nobody's paying attention. This guy's buying out the whole store for the kids that are there, just to deter them from a life of crime. And that's what you guys are doing. I think we got one more shot out. Oh, yeah, that's Michael Simmons right there, the guy who provided the facility, the dojo to us. Actually surprised him because this consortium was very important to him because chess, he plays chess daily, as you know, running the school. And he asked me, to MC this because he knows how I love chess. And I asked you a question the other day, and I said, which is the most important part? And you looked at me and you was like, but wait, no. And then he was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And and I got that from my friend Bubba. Bubba, I'm saying it again. You get the credit. You taught me this. The most important part of chess is what, Chris? You remember?
The board.
The board. Because why?
Because that's the foundation.
There you go.
I said the king, but correctly.
Yeah, and Bubba, yes, sense. You get the answer. I didn't make that answer up, you did. I'm saying it worldwide. There you go. Yeah, he chewed me out. So any final words?
I'll say this. Like the thing that chess did for me beyond the game itself was it gave me it gave me skills that I use now. So anything that I'm immersed in, any new field that I go into, I take the same approach that I took to chess, like a full immersion, all day, all night, studying, working on it. Sacrifice, which is a big word in chess, right? It's giving up the instant gratification for what's going to come later. And so anything that I do, I take that same approach. So, and it's not chess. It's anything that you can do at an early age, even making music, if you're an athlete, whatever the case may be, if you take that skill and hone that skill and cultivate that skill, you might not become, I'm not a grandmaster, right? I'm not a world champion chess player, but I turned that into a coaching career for myself. And we run the chess program together, right? You may not make the NBA, but you may become a basketball coach. You may become a personal trainer for NBA players, right? So I wouldn't put too much on the activity itself, but the doors that it can open and what it could lead to. But whatever you start at an early age, is always good to just stick with that and keep moving with that, and let the world, let the universe, let God move you into those right directions that's going to lead you.
Amen. Amen. All right, Abdul.
And I'll lean on resiliency when it comes to chess. I think what's important is, especially in the era and the time that we live in the world, things are not easy for anyone. And we always have to persevere. We always have to be resilient. We have to problem solve every single day. And chess is one of those things when you're playing in the game, it's not going to be an easy battle. You have to push every time you play. You have to learn every time. You have to evolve every time. And in life, if we're not doing that, if we're not evolving, we're dying. So I think if you are new to chess, or if you want to learn, if you want to play, if you want to observe, I think it's very important to help that mental component in your life, to exercise those skills, to learn how to persevere, to learn how to solve a problem the best way. It could be a good way, it could be a okay way, but the best way. And chess teaches you that, because if you're not making your best move, I'm pretty sure your opponent is definitely doing that, and you'll see what the outcome is. So, Project Pawn, again, we are a mentoring organization. We love chess, we teach chess, but we also teach the life skills from it. So, you know, working with us, you can become a grandmaster, right? Like Chris said, or you could just become a very skillful individual that knows how to pull things out of their toolbox to help them get through life.
You see those terms there? That's all social work. These guys are social workers at heart. Well, you know what? River Park Towers is proud of you two guys because you are the true heroes of the Bronx. All right? I want to say, you know, I thank you personally for doing what you do on a daily basis. You know, a lot of people can't even get out of bed. You know, it's hard for people to just lift their head or get out of bed. And you guys are encouraging people to see life from, you know, long-term expense versus short-term instant gratification. You're teaching a foundation on how to build, right? And to think, right? Have patience, because the one thing that we don't want to do is make impulsive decisions.
100%.
Because that's what gets us in trouble, right? School may not be for everyone, but there are different ways of learning. I heard the prodigy say he was homeschooled after a while.
Yeah, he's so busy. He's traveling the world playing in chess tournaments. He don't have time to go to class.
And you can work that out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So any shout outs?
I have to give a shout out to Brewington, of course, the main topic of today. And I do want to give a shout out to Miss Teresa Easton. That was our chess coach. And you know, she wasn't a chess player, but she was just the coordinator. She brought in the right people to teach us chess, and she really is a big part of why we do what we do today.
All right, Abdul?
I want to shout out God, of course. I also want to shout out our incredible staff. Well, I want to call them team, not even staff. We have some amazing guys that work with us, that execute, that are passionate like us, that go out to all of our schools with us and just make the program just very valuable to each school and experience to each student. So shouts out to them, and just shouts out to everybody that's doing the work out there, that's pouring into our community. You good with me. If you feed in the community the right way, you good with me. So any way I can help what you got going on, just let me know.
And on that note, as you know, we are a community-based show where we give everybody the opportunity to come here, and we provide the outlet on all these platforms. So be sure to catch us every other Monday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. with my resident DJ Mario, which I'm pretty sure he's probably cooking something in the stoves because he's not cooking anything on the tournament. There he is. I couldn't see him.
No, you can see me, but you can hear me.
Yeah. Any last words for the guys?
No, you guys keep doing what you're doing, man. You guys are awesome. That's you with the how you call it? Your mission is getting there. Thank you, guys. You se merecen el mundo. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
All right. Well, on that note, on behalf of DJ Mario, myself, Blessing, Love, Chris, Abdul, you guys are my heroes. Thank you so much. Happy Black History Month. And remember, to help someone elevate is only making yourself a better person. And when you stand before God, they're going to ask you the question, do you think you deserve to walk through? Choices you make will last you forever.
That's right.
God bless. See you next time.
Young boss.
Oh, we finishing up with her.
Young boss.
Hey, don't take pictures with the guys.
I'm the
You guys are awesome, man.
EESSING. I'm gonna pop off. I'm really not soft. Get what I want. Don't matter what it costs. When the real youngest boss put it work. When I force, I'm a big young stepper. Showing off, of course. Got my bag off to the side. And I'm walking eating my bag of fries. I'ma win. That's no lie. Just know that I'm gon' ride. Got my style on the rack and I'm pulling out a stack. Hear the clock tick clack. Put my thoughts in a rap. Young boss. Young boss. Young boss. Young boss. Not gon' lose full like Dr. Seuss. I might rock a moose, but I love is the truth. Going hard in the booth. Yeah. Going hard in the booth. I'm gonna pop off. I'm really not soft. Get what I want. Don't matter what it costs. I'm the real youngest boss. Put it work when I force. I'm a big young stepper, showing off of course. Got my bag off to the side, and I'm walking eating my bag of fries. I'ma win, that's no lie. Just know that I'm gon' ride. Young boy, young boy, young boy, young boy.